I can just say for sure, because this is me going through this myself. Every time I ping Bryan on things that I need help, nitty gritty things on ads, he always reply. And it's not even like he wait 5 days later to reply. He will like just reply.
Hi guys, today I have with me my good friend Ben Ong, or Ben to the right, as some people might know him as. So Ben, why don't you introduce yourself, what you do, and who do you serve as well?
Yeah, so hi everybody. My name is Ben. Basically, I'm the founder and CEO of Authentic Advice Systems, where we basically help financial advisors grow their production and be a sustainable business, without going for the grind and getting burnt out.
Awesome. Right, so I think I know you since I think
A
don't know
while
how
back,
long.
dude.
I think quite a while back. I think like at least
2020 actually, when I joined.
like,
when I know you in 2020 basically.
I think we met through Mastermind X Factor, right?
Mastermind,
Melvin.
yeah, expected. Yeah, then after that we met. I remember the Shangri-La one. I think that was first time. I think it was sure it should be the first time I think we ever met. Is it? At the
COVID,
Shangri-La.
right? Just nice can open a bit, I think.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't
at the
remember.
point,
Yeah, but like,
yeah.
I think around that time, I think that you just started or already start like 1-2
Or-
years in your coaching business, right? How long have you been running a business? I think quite long already.
4.5 actually.
4.5 years. That's actually very, very good. Yeah. So maybe you want to share with the audiences as well, like what success you saw after working together with me, and maybe you can share a bit of numbers if you're comfortable with it.
Yeah, and so when do we exactly start working together? I know it's a while back actually.
Like 2
Not
years
that
back.
long, but like on and off lah. Okay, so I
Yes.
think yeah, so I think at the beginning when we very first started, I think it was more of a consulting basis. I think it was only 3 months or so at the beginning, right? And obviously, at the point in time, like I was working with you, Bryan, like you helped me with all the ad stuff, right? Sales team, so on and so forth. Yeah, and actually we at the point in time we actually did the ads actually did better because honestly I just suck at ads at the point in time, right? It's about like 3 years ago, and so the ads actually did better, right? But then we faced a problem of like sales availability. That was like the challenge at the point in time, right? And so we had to like pause for a while, right? And then I had to do like other things, events, so on and so forth, right? And so all the time over the last few years, like we were kind of like running ads here and there. To be honest, we never ran past. It's quite funny. We never ran past more than $5,000 a month in ad spend. Right. Yeah. And so until over the last easily 5-6 months, I was talking to you, Bryan, and we were saying like, okay, let's build and let's really scale this. Yeah. At a point in time, we were doing maybe before like we really start like really working on marketing stuff. I think maybe on average, maybe like 50-60 a month, like in top line. And after we did all the strategies, like doing the events, and surprisingly, it was not just like it was not so much only about ads, right? It was like ads, and then it was like other things that comes along in play, whether it's emails, whether it's warming up, so on and so forth. Which I kind of do, but like Bryan just makes me understand why we do it, and so he allows me to see a big picture, right? And so what happened was that from there we did like after that, we did like 6 figures on average.
Yeah. So I mean, I saw the trajectory as well. Honestly, you are an insane executor. Also I've been to your mastermind. Anybody working with you also like respect. Say that about you, like basically you try to do your best in delivery and everything that I've seen you do as well. You wake up early and go do all the things that require to do. So that's something that I really respect about you. Like normally when doing consulting or coaching people, people don't really act like that. You're one of the rare few that really take the advice and run really hard with it. So I just want to point out the point of view, right? So a lot of people, you have been doing like less than 5K ad spend, but your results obviously is like 10x my minimum, right? Even without my help. So you're already successful already. And that is like the good point, right? You really have mastered the basics of business. And then all I did was just amplify it beyond certain levels as well and help you scale. So like, what are some of the biggest challenges that you felt, right? You talk about sales team, you talk about availability, you talk about also appointments. Like maybe share a bit more your perspective before working with us.
Yeah, and so I think the one of the biggest challenge at a point in time, right, was honestly, like it sounds stupid, but I just didn't know how to scale past a certain amount of ad spend. And honestly, the reason why I didn't go past like 5, 6, 7K ad spend a month in that point in time, right, was because I just didn't know how to do all the creatives, right? But I remember there was actually more than one night lah. But I remember there was this night where we went in real deep. I remember you're teaching me and Kelly on like the ad stuff, and then we were taking notes. I remember we had Millennium Walk, and it was like there was at least a good 2-3 hours, man, that call. Yeah, but it set the foundation for like how to do the ad creative and everything else. Yeah, and so like the channel was really a lot to do with that because I'm more of I can talk, right? I like to hang out with people, I can do all the stuff. He asked me all the clicky stuff is a lot harder. right? And so that was that. I think alongside with the ads creative and kind of like having a system for learning how to run better meta ads, for that, right? I think one of the biggest, in my opinion, at the very least, might seem counterintuitive to people out there listening to this, but one of the biggest thing that I value, if you're listening, is I value Bryan for, right? Which I value, bro, which a lot to do with just really bouncing off like the different perspective and ideas, right, on how to see the business. And so, like, as like you mentioned, before that we're kind of doing decent. I won't say like the best, we're doing decent already in the business, but like sometimes when you see so many gurus sharing different funnels, right? A low ticket funnel, high ticket, you do community. Like there's so many things, right? What tends to happen is that, like, I think what you did, you serve like you delivered so much value, right, Ryan? It was like just helping you to understand why people do certain things. Because at some point in time, right, it's like once you get capped at a certain level and then you get shiny object syndrome, you're trying to do other things, right? Like other funnels. And that's like, I've been through that before, and so it hurts like a bitch because your income or revenue remains the same, but then you're doubling effort, right?
And you
And so
spend
like,
money.
yeah, and you spend money, time, team. Yeah, I think those conversations with you, and you just shared so much perspective on that. Yeah, especially like if especially with people working with you, right? They really want to grow the business and everything else. Sometimes, a lot of times we learn from the US side of things.
Yes.
And then what happens is that like we're just like, oh, they're doing this, so I think we should do this, without understanding the fundamentals and how everything comes together, right? Yeah, I think that was a big one, honestly, along with the technical side. That I mean, I've been through, like, for everyone listening, like I've been through Sam Marvin's workshop, I've been to Mastermind, I went for Homozis, like kind of things, right? And I think it's just very different when how they do it, which is good, but I think contextualization matters a lot, right? I think like obviously, bro, like you're able to, like, you also learn from US and then you're able to contextualize. So that's like the part that is like super valuable. Because if we just make a wrong call or wrong decision, yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's very
A
tiring
lot of,
to
yeah, it's damn tiring.
reverse the work as well. I do agree. I mean, all listening, like shiny funnel syndrome, which I call it, is
Shiny
pain.
father syndrome.
Yeah, shiny funnel syndrome. Because like people ask you to do webinar, you do. People ask you to do low ticket, you do. I mean, I've been through the same phase, right? It's not like I'm immune to it. But if you catch yourself doing it, the main question that usually we ask is, does it fit in your business, and is it what you want to do, lah? If it's not, I think best you don't embark on it. Even though no matter how in a sense
ADHD.
ADHD and shiny it is, don't touch it. The fundamentals work. So you yourself, your funnels is just a lead magnet, a VSL, right? And then
Yeah.
you have we just plug in the gaps, which is emails, the content, appointment setters, yeah. And then the next gap, obviously, is to just scale the sales as well. So I think that is like simplicity as is general. Like simple usually works pretty well. Everything else works. Like it's just like, is it worth it and is it prioritized now? Like what you say as well. Yeah, so I'm not sure, but I know your life is pretty much working as well from how I see it. But how has this changed like your life as outside of business? Because I know you work damn hard on your business, so that's something. I mean, you recently went on a retreat, and how is that
Yeah.
for you? Stuff like that.
Yeah, I think one of the key things I've learned or like evolved along the time, like working together, it's, I think there's a lot of confidence and conviction that comes along when you know how to generate appointments or how to generate leads. That's the first thing. And then number two, which is the more important part, is that when something breaks, I know where, how, and why is it breaking, and how to fix it, right? And that's where like most of our work, our conversations are about also, right? Understanding why this, why not that, and everything else. Yeah, because like how, like you can work hard, like I can be certain about me working hard, I can be certain about team working hard, but like if you lack the skill sets or if you lack the ability to think through clearly on how to solve things and resolve bottlenecks, right? You still have this sense of uncertainty within you, no matter how hard. And so when you are certain in your work ethics, but yet at the same time uncertain within yourself, you will end up having a lot of frustration because it's like you work so hard, but yet the results don't come in and you still feel shitty about yourselves, right? And that's where the hard part comes in, right? Yeah, but I think like after going through all these things, it's like perspective, like the ad side of things, what are the things that can bump up. I remember we did one of the event that they helped out with,
Yeah.
thankfully, right? And yeah, that got us like overall with a bit of ads and everything else, like total month, that month, I think, let me just check. Yeah, that month we did, yeah, event that month, right? Yeah, we did like 6 figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, all in, right? And so now it's like in an event that ads don't work. When I say don't work, means like if you get restricted account, whatever, right? I'm not that scared because I know there are other avenues that I can tap on to grow the business. And I think fundamentally, right, Brian, it goes back to what you mentioned last time, which is good to focus on one method that will get you like the most results. But yet at the same time, you always want to have that 10-20% of like things out there, such that like if the main one fails, you have other things that will still bring you like on the sales and revenue that comes along. Yeah. Right, which
Definitely. I
is what you
think
talk about, right? Like the whole, it's kind of like ecosystem more than a run ads to a funnel and then get book calls and close. Like it's never that simple, right?
it's never that
When you
simple.
put it
If
that
it's so
way.
simple, everybody make money. I mean, now it's even harder, right?
Now it's actually
Uh,
a lot harder. Like
it's way
it is
harder.
actually harder.
Everyone's feeling it. Just that those with better fundamentals are not really feeling it. It's just like I already set the fundamentals, foundation. I run ads. I still get high ROI, return on ad spend.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like you say, you know how to make offers, you know how to make events, you can easily get back the money. You know how to use YouTube right now, content. If you really need a boost, you can boost them. Run ads as well on YouTube if really need be. So this will be things that safeguard like create a moat in the business as well. So when people come in competing, they can't really exactly compete because they, hey, wow, bro, like ad cost so high, how you run? Like nobody knows. Like it's all hidden, I would say
Yeah.
matrix and modes, which
I
I like.
always
I
use
love the business.
no, yeah, correct. Which is why I always used to always think like, oh, just run ads, right? Or like whatever it is. But like it doesn't work that way. Like there was a month where I ran like 25,000, right? And then like because my ad creative system wasn't like that sharpened yet, like the ROAS just dropped, right? you know, yeah. And so like that was a painful lesson, and everything else. Yeah. And so I think it's just about like having all these things coming together, building a business that is more. I realized like one of the things that we talk about, praise to you, was that when you focus on the fundamentals, you just need to do more and better of the same thing as opposed to changing to a new thing, right? And so like I realized that sometimes we talk about there's some marketers or some people out there, they keep changing the business or they keep changing the products that they're selling, they keep changing all the 1,001 things just to get more income, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
like yeah, I like, to me it's like we have always have more or less the same product. We have more or less the same funnel. Like I'm probably the laziest funnel changer. Like to change the shit, I'm the laziest guy ever. Yeah, but yet we still like get a business, and so like I think just the fundamentals. That I think you were very kind of like you emphasize on, right? Like
yeah.
do the same
I think
thing.
besides,
Yeah,
sorry, cut you off. I think besides that, you also focus a lot on your products and your delivery, community. I think that's something that I mean you do for 4 years lah. I mean, how to say like people rarely do that. I would say right now, like to focus so much on delivery, and I find that like very blessings. Like if you be your client, honestly, is like one of the best things because you really hard for them, right? You really want to help them succeed as well, and that like translate in everything you do, and also your word of mouth, and also helps you compound throughout the years, and year on
yeah.
year it becomes easier. Be your ads become easier, people refer you more clients. Yeah, so that's the business that I think everyone should build similar to you as well. I mean, you need the effort lah, not it's not I say it
Yeah.
and suddenly become like that.
Yeah, and so that's why like I think the working relationship with you is like, or is still, because we're still working together for in time, it's really very fulfilling. I think very straightforward, because it's like I think it was way more straightforward and clear now as opposed to when we first started, because I was still being an idiot, right? Like you tell me why need you do something new, then I'm like, but that one is better, and then you kind of like you never ever scolded me, or like you never ever copied me. You just keep nagging the same shit over and over again, until like, okay, you know what? Yeah, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And if it's working, just double down on it. That's like the motto, right? Like if it TLDR. Yeah, and I think also constant reminders that make things work. And so like when I focused on the product and the delivery and everything else, like our LTV is sort of higher than I think that most people, as of now, like we have about 60% renewal rates, 5-figure ticket kind of like membership, and so that helps with the ad spend kind of things, because like you don't have to be that afraid of spending money, right?
Yeah.
On ads. Yeah, so it's amazing.
Okay, last two questions, right? So what would you say to someone that thinking on the fence on working with me?
Yeah, and so like if you're watching this video right now and you're considering whether to work with Bryan, let me just say that like if you're someone that don't mind working and just want to really use the right strategies in a sustainable manner to get your business more amplified and scale, right? Then like, dude, like don't even think about it. However, if you are someone that is like always like to have shiny object syndrome and like to be fancy and all the 1,001 things, right? Then you still can join because you're better fit. I just don't know if Bryan would would like to handle or like to work with you. So it depends on him. But I think just generally speaking, like I can just say for sure, and because this is me going through this myself, is that every time I ping Bryan on things that I need help, nitty gritty things on ads, like what the ads not spending or whatever, he always reply. And it's not even like he wait 5 days later to reply. He will like just reply. Right? And if I need a quick call, and then he's like, cool, go for it, right? And so that's something that's a blessing, because at the end of the day, when you're running a business, like time is of the essence, and sometimes you want quick answers, and you don't even need like 45 minutes call. You just need a quick 30 seconds, right? Like just to get things done. And like Bryan's always there to help move the business forward. So yeah, totally should join him.
Yeah,
For
appreciate
sure.
it, bro. So where can people find more about you and what you do? Like maybe just want to do like shout out to you as well.
Sure. Yeah. So if you want to find out more about us, what we do, and how we are like, the easiest is to go to our YouTube or go to Instagram and you just search Ben to the right, BEN, then to the right altogether, and you'll find us there. We have a ton of free things there as well in terms of YouTube. Things that Bryan has also taught us along the way, also, right? And yeah,
Yeah, so if you're a financial advisor looking to actually boost your business, hit MDRT, COT, TOT, or whatever awards that you want. Yeah, so I think Ben is like one of the best person to actually learn from, be it sales, marketing, also getting all the systems out in your business. I think, yeah, definitely vouch for him. Right. So appreciate you, Ben, for coming on to this
right.
podcast. Yeah,
Thanks
I'll
for
see
having
you
me, man.
guys soon.